Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Brick Chats. My name is Jim. I am very, very honored to have the season 3 winner, one of the season 3 winners of Lego Masters US, BrickinNick. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So I love this show, right? It's something that, fortunately for the DVR and on demand, I could just binge watch it, 5 or 6 episodes at a time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it come back. But I know for a fact that there are a lot of people that watch this show and they say to themselves, this is something that I want to do. This is something that I would love to do. I would love to have this opportunity. Can you go and just talk about the steps early on? Was this something where maybe somebody saw you online and they're like, I think you would be great? Or did you say, hey, I have this friend, Stacy. I think we should do this. Chat me up about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So as soon as I heard about Lego Masters, I was like, how can I get involved in this? Obviously, I'm like, what a cool opportunity to build with millions of bricks and build epic creations and, meet awesome people and just build the craziest creations you could possibly imagine. So I did everything in my power to find out about the process as quickly as I could. Luckily, I did get reached out to on social media. I think it was Instagram first where they found me, and they do a lot of scouting for sure for people. So a quick piece of advice would be definitely just put yourself out there, because you will be surprised at how easily you can be found. But I did also fill out the application online to try to show initiative and stuff like that. And then just made sure I had a good library of some creative builds to show off. They do ask for that as part of the application process, that you show some of your creative work. And I think just having an interesting story is really important too. When I was applying for the first season, I actually had a different partner other than Stacy. I didn't actually really know Stacy yet. So I had a different partner, but we kind of both had a creative background. We both had a background in streaming as well. So kind of finding someone that I had a good story with, I think helps go a long way for, having you be considered for the show.
Yeah, I agree, because this is just something that I caught from the show is they definitely want you to be a very good builder, but there needs to be a story. There needs to be personality. You can't be doom and gloom. You have to be engaging, right?
Yes, for sure.
So whenever you were told and you found out that you were selected, how did that come about? Was it a phone call? Was it just a simple email and you're like, wow, that's it? Or did you have a rep reach out to you?
I do think it was a phone call that was how we found out, and it's weird to I don't know, the whole process is a little strange. Admittedly, they do ask that we don't tell too much about the specific casting process details, so we're a little bit limited in kind of how we can talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's obviously just very, very exciting to get that phone call and hear, hey, we want to have you on the show. It's going to happen. And then I think for me, it was more so okay, now what do I need to do to make sure I'm as ready as possible for this experience? How am I going to prepare Stacy for this experience as well? So I definitely immediately switched into okay, I got to get ready for this. This is obviously very exciting, but I also want to make sure I'm, making the most of this and giving my best as well. Really, really showing that I do have the building skills and I am worthy of being on the show and all that stuff.
So you get the call, Stacy gets the call, you're at Lego Masters and you meet the other contestants. Some people I'm sure are just happy to be there. Some people are probably like, all right, I'm happy to be here, but I also want to size up my competition. Was there any of that?
I would say there's a little bit of both for sure. I think most people were there was very much just the initial excitement, and you could definitely feel sort of an electricity in the air around just oh my gosh, we're all here doing this crazy thing. How awesome. And I think we were all looking forward to just kind of getting to know each other. Lots of sitting around and chatting in the hotel where we were all staying. They realized very quickly that they were not going to be able to keep us apart in any way, shape, or form. So we definitely just got into getting to know each other. But I think you could also pick up on some of the teams that were maybe a little bit quieter. You were kind of thinking to yourself, all right, these are the people that are maybe being a little bit more strategic about this, which is again, it's a competition. So it's totally fair that, people are going to have different approaches and kind of have different priorities when they come into it. So I would say more people though were on the side of, I'm here. I can't it's so amazing to be here. I'm just excited to be here. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to get to know everybody. I'm not going to overly stress about the fact that this is a competition as well.
All right. So when everybody's standing up there and they're talking about who may be eliminated and who may not be eliminated, there is a lot of TV magic involved. And there's, the lights and the dramatic music and things of that sort. On, I don't know, a scale of 1 to 10, how dramatic is it? I mean, that is something, of course, it's a show, but at the same time, everybody there puts in so much work, so many hours of, putting together a Lego set that they just created and an hour two from now they're probably never going to see again. How stressful was it?
I would say very, very stressful. I'd almost even say like being there in person feels more stressful than like watching it. Like,
Really?
you know, the music and stuff, yes, adds a lot, but there is just a level of intensity to like standing across from the Brickmasters and Will and like hearing them go through their deliberation and, you know, talk about like who's going to go home or who's in the bottom and who might go home and why. And it's really intense. And like, even though it realistically, even from the first episode, you're not getting a ton of time to get to know these people, but just being jam-packed into this intensive experience, which involves hours and hours and hours of building and filming and interviewing and whatever, it just forms very fast friendships. And so like you're immediately connected with everyone. And even seeing someone go home on the first episode is like heartbreaking. So yeah, I would say very, very intense, very stressful. You know, you're always wondering what, you know, you're standing there thinking like, did we do everything right? Did we give this our best? Could we have done something different? Like you're always just kind of micro-analyzing every little thing about what the Brickmasters said, how you felt throughout the challenge. So it's hyper intense.